My chat wants to know, is CM Punk the devil? I think we tried to answer that earlier today.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We're here for our AEW Full Gear 2023 predictions. We always look forward to doing these predictions for each pay-per-view. This card is really stacked. We have Mr. Hartgrave back with us again. We did a video on his channel earlier today. Definitely go check that out. I'll put it in the comments in just a few. So it's great to have you back, Mr. Hartgrave. Then Mark, we got Mark on again, which he's always on because he's Mark.
Not me.
Excellent. Good to be back and excited about this pay-per-view.
Yeah, this pay-per-view should be really good. The card, I'm not going to go in any order really because just say the obvious for last. But we got a lot of good matches. We have tag matches, Texas Death matches. We got four-way matches. We got a lot of matches. So the first match I guess I'll go with is the TBS Women's Championship. We got Chris Statlander as a champion going in against Julia Hart and Sky Blue. This has been an ongoing feud for the past few weeks with Sky Blue going to a new character, going very darkish a little bit. And Julia Hart and all that. Who does everyone go for this match?
Yeah, I think my dark horse here is going to be Julia. I think Julia is going to win the belt. I think something's going to happen. I don't know. I just really feel like Julia is going to steal this one. I think it's going to be a stolen win where she's, I think Chris Statlander is going to do a finisher on Sky Blue, and then she's just going to swoop in and take Chris out and then go for the pin and get the belt that way. I think that's the only way, right? Because I don't think Julia can actually beat Chris Statlander one-on-one. So I think this is a way for her to get the belt without having to pin Chris Statlander and making her make her look weak, but just for the fact that I said, that I don't think she can, beat her one-on-one. So I really feel like this is going to be the way for Julia to get the belt.
Yeah, this match. So last year for Full Gear we got 3 women's matches. This year we got 2 so far. By the way, this is not covering the buy-in or the 0 hour. So yeah, we might get a women's match. This match I'm really excited for. Chris Statlander is one of my favorite women's wrestlers in AEW. I'm going Chris Statlander in this one, but I'm leaning towards Julia Hart still in it. I think she might actually do it because we had them 2 at Wrestle Dream and Chris Statlander won. But Julia Hart almost had it, so she might swoop in and roll over Sky Blue and win it.
Yeah.
What about you, Hartgrave?
Yeah, what I like about this is how interesting it is. A lot of the women's matches have not had as much build as this one does. So I think it's very cool that we've had so much story and so much build here with the Miss being spit into Sky Blue's eyes and Willow Nightingale as well. And Willow Nightingale kind of resisted the darkness, but Sky Blue has kind of embraced it and changed it into her own thing. So she has a blue mist. Julia Hart has a black mist. I'm kind of hoping that Statlander is going to get some kind of mist and personality out of this. The current gimmick is a little light. I don't know why we're doing this match. I guess we're doing this match to elevate Sky Blue and Julia Hart up their stock. And I think that Sky Blue is getting enough out of this for just being involved in the match. I think at her point in her career, just being involved on a pay-per-view. And correct me, is this the first time Sky Blue has been on a pay-per-view?
I
think so. Remember her being in like a main event. It might be Julia Hart's first time too. I think Statlander's been there before, but this is really, we're taking these 2 women and probably for the, Thunder Rosa still being on the injured list. We're missing Saraya being kind of limited capacity, Jamie Hayter being injured. I think that's why we're seeing some of these lower card female wrestlers being elevated to the main card. As for the win, I think that I'd be surprised if Statlander is unseated. I think this is designed to make her look even stronger. I want to see Julia take it. I want to see Sky Blue take it. I want to see weird things happen. But what I think is being set up here is we're going to make Statlander look extremely strong so that a new female can come in and unseat her and look even stronger, like a Monet, right? I think that's what we're going to do. I don't think we're going to remove the belt off Statlander and hand it to one of these lower card wrestlers. I think it's going to be a great match. And I think if Julia or Sky Blue are going to win, they're going to have to team up to take down Statlander so as to maintain kind of her, position of strength in the company.
Yeah. And she is the only woman to beat Jade Cargill twice back to back.
Yeah.
So that means something. Like no one could do
very
it.
Strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Julia Hart and Sky Blue had matches against Jade and they couldn't do it, but Statlander did. So, I mean,
I agree with Mr. Hargrave that this whole buildup, this match this has been great storytelling for the women. We weren't getting enough of it, and they finally got some decent, buildup for a nice women's match. That I think is going to be one of the better matches of the night. I think it's going to be like an underrated banger that we're going to see tomorrow for sure on that one.
Yeah. So we all got I got Statlander. That's who I want to win, but I could see Julia Hart winning. Next up, we got this match is on. I don't know how this is going to go. We don't really have this tag partner. We have MJF versus possibly Samoa Joe versus Guns, ROH Tag Team Championships. I kind of want the Guns to win this and put them back on ROH. Put the ROH tag titles back on ROH. But if Joe is MJF's tag partner, they're not winning. I mean, Joe could beat the Guns 2-on-1, but at this rate.
I mean, the Guns have been the champs before, so it's not unseeable to see them taking the win. I mean, Samoa Joe's probably going to be MJF's partner, right? Like, I don't think anyone else is realistically coming into that spot unless we got like a surprise and one of these guys from MJF's time in the Indies shows up. That's possible. That'd be really cool to see. I don't know if we're going to see that, but that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Guns are going to win this. I think it's going to, kind of set it up for like MJF being, set up for, this adversity, right? Where he loses that Ring of Honor belt. And I think this is going to set up something, with Adam Cole and, the man under the devil mask. I think this is going to, this match is going to have something to do with it. I just feel like, it could be Adam Cole under that devil mask. And, if MJF loses those title belts, you could definitely see Adam Cole like turning, right, being the devil and then turning on MJF and maybe costing him the match in the main event, which we'll get to later on. But, I just feel like, and I agree too. I think the Guns would be better off with those tag belts, especially like if Adam Cole is out, if he really is injured, it's time to let's give it to a real tag team, that can be defending those belts, regularly. So yeah, I really feel like MJF's going to lose that match. It doesn't really matter who his partner is, I don't think.
If Joe's his tag partner, I don't see how Guns again past that.
Well, if it's Joe, I think Joe might like turn on him. Right, or leave him stranded, or do something like that. Because obviously, he wants MJF's title. So, yeah.
I mean, I think for Ring of Honor, it would be good to have the belts back on the show. It's really weird to have so many Ring of Honor belts just like not represented on the product, and they have a pay-per-view coming up. So if MJF isn't going to participate in Ring of Honor events or television, then how long should he really be holding the belts for? I actually signed up for Honor Club because I thought we would see MJF on Ring of Honor. And I thought maybe we would see, the Hung Bucks on Ring of Honor. None of these things happened. So if you're not going to do that stuff, then maybe get those belts back on that programming. With Joe dropping the belt, it clearly says, yo, I'm not going to Ring of Honor, Honor Club. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be at your pay-per-views. I'm done with you guys. I thought that was a good, honest take. Just like, here, have your belt.
Yeah, because he really, there's no one else for him to really beat for that title. I mean, who's worthy of beating him for that?
Yeah, I don't think Joe ever defended the Ring of Honor TV title on Ring of Honor TV.
If he did, it was on one of their pay-per-views, but not actually like on.
Maybe on
Yeah,
a
not on the
not on the internet, not on Honor Club.
If he did, it was against I don't know, someone that he could do that thing against, like when they do a flip and he just makes them look stupid. That's probably what they did. But yeah, I think it's pretty confident that Joe's his tag partner.
That seems.
That
makes sense.
And that could. I wonder if Jay White gets involved in that, and costs him. And that sets up later tonight. That could happen, but
I mean, look, I was convinced that Aussie Open, was going to do, or not Aussie Open, the Righteous. I was convinced the Righteous were going to. I didn't think that the Righteous were going to get buried against this. I mean, MJF literally took the guy's head and put it up the other guy's butt. Like they buried the Righteous so hard, and there was no drama, there was no intrigue, just MJF won clean over two people. So I don't know. The protection on MJF is unreal. MJF, if you pay attention to who he's been beating, he has the highest power level out of anybody in AEW. He's higher than Moxley at this point, and Moxley had some insane power level going. So MJF is basically unbeatable right now in AEW.
Yeah.
If MJF's on Roman, I'll say God mode, but devil mode. Or is he on devil
absolutely. Mode? He's a devil on another level, 100%.
So the next match we got is for the AEW International Championship. This is technically their third match against each other. No, fourth match. But in this year, for this title, it's their second match. Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley for the International Champion. This match, you can go either way. Who do you got, Mark, for this match?
Yeah, so this is kind of a I don't want to say a tough one, but I can see it going either way. I think Orange Cassidy, right? He kind of needs that win, right? He's desperately wanting to beat Mox. But we were watching the Dynamite on Wednesday, and I just don't see how Moxley loses to Orange Cassidy. And I said this on Wednesday. Orange Cassidy better not win on a freaking roll up, because I will lose my bleep, man. Because I'm done seeing Orange Cassidy beat these better wrestlers by roll ups. Like, he's done it way too many times, and I better not see that on pay-per-view. But yeah, I just don't see how Mox can lose to Orange Cassidy other than that stupid roll up. Mox is just better, bigger, stronger. I just, it's not going to be believable if Orange Cassidy, beats Mox. So, and I feel like Mox can elevate that title. I think we've already had enough of OC with the belt. I love OC, but I think he doesn't need that belt. Neither does Mox, but Mox can elevate it, right? I think him defending it, week in and week out, and just beating the crap out of people and making that title, make it not seem so mid-cardish, right? Like, it can elevate it to where it's, up there the same way, Christian did for the TNT title, although he's not really defending it, but that's what I think. Mox has to win that. Like I said, I just want to see him elevate that international title. Because I just feel like it's more playing into Mox looking stronger and making that belt look stronger.
Yeah, I might have to disagree with you, Mark. I think it's coming back to Orange Cassidy. I think the story was going to be before the incident with Moxley and the concussion was that, he beat the only reason why this is weird. I guarantee I have to agree. This is weird. They did elevate Orange Cassidy up to the point where Moxley was only really able to beat him because Orange Cassidy was half dead when he beat him in the main event of what was that? All Out. And so Orange Cassidy, the story was he was all bandaged up. He was beaten up. And Moxley just kind of barely got the win. Now we have a fully healed Orange Cassidy coming into this. So I think he has all the ability in the world to beat Moxley for this. And I think that maybe that was originally going to be the story, is that Moxley was only going to hold this belt for a little bit. And then the storyline was going to be Orange Cassidy now fully healed. And now he cares. And now he wants to take it back. And they've had to kind of flip that and be like, no, I need to beat you, John Moxley, to prove that I deserve this title. I think Orange Cassidy has done an amazing job elevating this title. I think they like having Orange Cassidy open up every Dynamite with a title defense. I think we might just get back to that. But then again, Moxley, he's been taking a lot of losses and he is going to look weak. If he does lose to Orange Cassidy here, it is going to make him look weak. I just don't know. I don't know if he cares or if he actually wants to get that vacation he never got. It's hard to say.
No, I don't think he's ever getting that. He might as well just put that in for next year's vacation.
Never getting that vacation. Maybe not. Maybe not.
But I got Moxley winning. I've already seen the Orange Cassidy International. I've seen it. There's nothing more you can do with that. I mean, I've seen him with the belt. He starts with the show. He ends the show. But this match could go either way. Really. I could see one win. But whoever wins, I eventually want to see Andrade be the next international champion. I'd like to see personally Moxley win and a Moxley and Andrade feud. That'd be very different.
I like that. Yeah.
That's the first one so far. We have a split decision on here.
Yeah.
I'll go to some of the comments. Twitch, we got no, I pronounced that. But he says if Moxley looks too strong with the belt, does it elevate the belt above the Triple B, which is hardly defended? Well, MJF's made the belt it feels like it always has that's the belt you want, like the most.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jay White is doing great things to elevate the Triple B. I don't know why we're talking about MJF because Jay White's the one with the Triple B right now, so. And he's making it look fantastic. So it looks very strong in Jay White's hands.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, so the next match we'll go with.
I don't know if Moxley can elevate the international title over the AEW title. I don't know if he has that kind of stature to it. You definitely don't want the title to be meaningless though. And I don't know. I think it depends on who you want opening the show. I mean, I think they do want John Moxley opening every show. So if he's agreeing to that, then he's probably going to take it because they like to open the show with the international title defense. At least that's what they were doing, all last year. And if they wanted to give John Moxley a good long run doing that, and that was the plan, then this is the opportunity to get back to that plan. But I kind of never think that was the plan. I think John Moxley's the main event. I don't think he's not going to jerk the curtain, but we'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm fine with even winning it, but they got to chill with Orange Cassidy open every show. So that can get kind of, like you already know, like the theme song and the same finish.
But it's always a great match. Like the Orange Cassidy opening is always a solid banger. Like I don't know if I ever saw an Orange Cassidy match open the show and have it not be a banger. Now, when John Moxley opened the show, he gave himself a concussion. So I don't know. Maybe I prefer the Orange Cassidy opening.
I really like to see the belt away from both of them.
I like what you're saying about down the road. Like that's a good point. Like I do like the idea of it on John Moxley and then someone like Andrade having a good feud with him. Whereas, yeah, the feuds with Orange Cassidy are probably, few and far between. There's probably more fun stuff you can do with Orange Cassidy besides have him return to being a dominant champion for another year.
I really think that eventually Orange Cassidy is going to go from the international to the TNT championship, probably.
Yeah.
So next match I'll go with is the Young Bucks versus the Golden Jets. This match is a interesting one. The Young Bucks have put out their tag team title shot that they earned at the last pay Wrestle Dream. So if they lose, the Golden Jets will take that tag team title shot. This match is going to be very interesting. I'm going for the Golden Jets. I like the name. They're both from Winnipeg. They're really great together so far. I like to see them with the tag titles. So I've got Golden Jets for this, but it should be a really good match.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty intriguing. Kenny going against the Young Bucks versus, it just seems I know they've done it before, but yeah, with Jericho and man, I just don't. So how long are they going to keep this going, right? Like how long are Jericho and Omega going to keep going? And the fact that the Young Bucks even told him too, like he's going to turn on you the way he turns on everybody else, right? That they told Kenny that Jericho is going to turn on them eventually. I don't know. I feel if they want to keep this thing going, then yeah. I mean, obviously, the Golden Jets are going to take it. I feel like they could do it, right? And that would be. I like that tag team. I mean, I think it's a pretty good tag team. It's keeping Jericho, relevant. So I like that. And yeah, I just feel like if you want to keep them together, right? Yeah, I mean, they got to win because if they lose, then that's it. Then they don't need to be a tag team anymore because they were doing it just to go against, the Don Callis family. And if they're not doing that, then what's the point? So they have to win. Then it's going to be them going forward together, for the next, few months, several months. Because I feel like if they do get those title shots, if they do win and they do get those title shots, I do feel like they will win those tag team titles. So that one's I think the Young Bucks are still going to win, though. I think the Young Bucks will take the W. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jericho and Kenny take stealing that and going on and fighting for the tag team title. It's a pretty cool team, so I wouldn't mind seeing them moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, so far Kenny's undefeated against the Young Bucks. So when Kenny goes against the Young Bucks, Kenny wins. The Young Bucks are not shy about taking losses on pay-per-views. Often I think, hey, these guys are going to put themselves over on the pay-per-views. They're the EVPs. And they took a big loss at All In against FTR. I did not think that was going to happen. That honestly really surprised me. And then it surprised me even more when FTR just ended up dropping the belts on TV. A few months later, like, why didn't the Young Bucks go over it? It baffles me. I think the stipulations really tipped the hand here. The Young Bucks not getting a title shot, I don't think that's a big deal for them. Kenny Omega and Jericho never teaming up again when that team is kind of fire and like goes over so big in Canada. I don't see them agreeing to that. So I think that Omega and Jericho are going to take a win here. Maybe it'll be a sign that Omega's coming out of his slump. He's lost his last 6 pay-per-view matches. So this would be his first win. And I kind of hope the team of Omega and Jericho stay together to keep Jericho away from everybody else on the roster. The Jericho angle is a horrible thing. Like any wrestler that Jericho works with is doomed to lower mid card at best. And it's like a curse. And the last angle with the Jericho Appreciation Society was so god awful when it ended. I threw a party. So yes, please. It was horrible. So keep Omega and Jericho together because Jericho doing anything else is worse. I just prefer vanilla, no gimmick, It's just Jericho. We like Jericho. Judas plays. Yay. That's nice. So let them take it. And then, yeah, they'll win the belt. If they win this, the most likely they will win the tag belts. And that's a great place for Omega to be because he's not going to be world champ right now. There's too much weird stuff going on. He's not doing trios right now. He's not like doing so many other things, but him as tag champ again, that feels really nice.
Which AEW in Canada in December.
Yeah.
So
that's a great place for the match to happen. Jericho and Omega win the tag belts in Canada. Everybody, yay, AEW. So good.
So in Montreal, that's a big wrestling.
Perfect. Yay. And then everybody's happy no matter what else they do there. Bring Sean Spears back. I don't know. Have fun.
that got me. Yeah, when you Daniel Garcia, who else suffered from that? The Jericho.
Oh God, the Jericho curse. Yeah, the Jericho curse. I don't know, man. The only person that escaped it was MJF. The only person that got out of that clean was MJF. Everybody else, Jake Hager. Jake Hager cursed. Daddy Magic Mavinard, those guys cursed.
Anna Jay
decimated. I mean, just look at all the careers that lay in his wake.
Yeah.
I mean, who has he got over? I mean, MJF ended up getting himself over. I don't think Jericho helped out with that. Rough,
yeah, no.
It's rough. You know who Jericho helps out? Jericho. Jericho helps out. Jericho did great in all those angles.
Yeah.
But I think Kenny Omega's immune for it. He can't hurt Kenny Omega. I think they really elevate each other. I really like that team. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Got some comments. Bucks ain't winning.
Bucks ain't winning. Yeah, I don't think so.
Ariana, Bucks for me. Split decision.
I like the Bucks. I don't dislike the Bucks. A lot of people hate the Bucks. I think the Bucks are great. I think that they just don't care. They don't care about winning. Them personally, as bookers, I don't think they're keen on it.
Yeah, I think they could lose and be just fine because they've won a lot of big matches in AEW.
They're not worried about it. Yeah.
Davis, Red Golden Jets.
Yeah, and do the Bucks really want to work a program with Big Bill and Ricky Starks? Dude, I don't want to see that. Jericho and Omega versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks, that sounds like fun. But the Bucks, I don't know, that's weird.
Omega's never worked with Ricky Starks.
Fun.
Yeah. Off of that match, now we're going to the actual AEW Tag Team Championships. It's only right to go from that to this. Ricky Starks and Big Bill are defending their AEW Tag Team Championships against the House of Black, which is just Malachi and Brody King. Yes.
The Kings of the Black Throne, yeah.
Yeah. Versus FTR versus LFI. This could possibly be the match of the night because you've already got LFI, FTR, and House of Black. So anything can happen.
Yeah, is this a three-way for the title?
Four-way for the titles.
Four-way.
They got Big Bill, Ricky Starks, House of Black, FTR, and LFI, Roosh, and I believe Preston Vance or Jalistico, whichever one they decide to put in. This match is going to be crazy. I've got, if the Golden Jets are going to win, I want Ricky Starks and Big Bill to retain.
Yeah.
So if FTR wins or someone else wins and they lose it, like what's the sense of even putting them on? So I'm going Ricky Starks and Big Bill for this match.
I will go with House of Black. I would like to see, going again, talking about, the Golden Jets. I would love to see Golden Jets doing some type of work with the House of Black, right? I think that would be pretty cool. I want to see them with gold, right? I just feel like Brody King and Malachi are like two powerhouses. Although, I could see, Ricky Starks and Big Bill retaining, but they don't even have a tag name. Like, we kind of, we can't even call them something. We got to call them by their names. Like, I want to see an actual tag team. Because I was, it goes back to what Mr. Hargrave said, like, how FTR dropped the titles to them in the first place. Like, I don't even get that.
Yeah. Well,
I would have. This would have been much more interesting if FTR still had the belts, right? I feel like if they still had the belts, this would have been better because, like, the fact that you brought this up, I was like, I didn't even know this match was happening. Like a 4-way, like these tag team titles are getting like lost in the shuffle. We
I
got
think they're
so
on
many other cool
Collision.
things.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? That's
This is
what
a
it is.
Collision build. Yeah, this only happens on Collision between other matches that no one watches. So. Little rough.
So I would like to see. I would just say, go ahead, Connor, but I'll just say House of Black for me.
I feel like it would have been more interesting FTR keep the belts and have FTR versus the Golden Jets. That feels like a really good Canada match.
Yeah,
right
that'd
there.
be good too. Yeah,
that'd be really special. But
I feel like the one match is going to inform the other. Like if the Young Bucks win, then like you kind of know that FTR is going to win this and set up FTR versus the Young Bucks, which
That's
is
true.
always a good thing. And then maybe the Young Bucks finally beat FTR. You're like, who knows? I almost feel like Ricky and Big Bill are going to retain just because what are we doing if they don't? Like, are you just going to really put it back on FTR? And I guess I'm going to go with Ricky and Big Bill to retain because I actually want to go back to what we were talking about with this Jericho and Omega versus Ricky and Big Bill. I think Jericho versus Ricky on the microphone is a good build. And I want to see that happen. I don't know if we're going to get an interesting story out of, I mean, it's a good story if it's, Young Bucks versus FTR, if that's how this all pans out, then that's always a good thing. I'll sit for that. House of Black, I don't think they need this. They never need a win. They're over as it is. I think they should return back to the trios titles. I don't think we got enough out of House of Black as trios champions. No one ever did anything interesting with the house rules. I'm very sad that we never did anything interesting with house rules. So I'd like to see them return to that and actually get something out of that bit that never got kind of picked up.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
One day I'd like to see the House of Black as tag champs and Malachi as national champion. That'd be pretty interesting. This match should be really good.
Yeah, it's going to
So
be
we got,
phenomenal for sure. The 4-way tag matches involving the Young Bucks are like always good.
I know one team that's definitely known as LFI. Really just got back. So I don't really. I mean, I could, but I don't really see them putting the belts on them. But hey, there's a lot of unexpected title changes in AEW, so anything can happen. We'll go from that match. We go to one of the best feuds on the show that they've built towards: Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Shane Strickland in a Texas death match. It should be the Los Angeles match because we're not in Texas. But this match should be really good. I really like the build to this, the storytelling, the home invasions, the promos, I really like everything they've done with this. Who do you guys got winning this match?
I'll let you go ahead, Mr. Hart.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, this is a rematch. And I think the last match, my only criticism of that, I thought it was phenomenal, by the way. I love how much the audience hated Hangman. I don't think we're going to see that here. That's because we were in Swerve's hometown, which was hilarious, dude. Hangman couldn't do anything. Orihara moonsault, booze. It didn't matter, man. Like, no matter how, and Hangman's doing phenomenal action feats. No, you suck. Ridiculous, dude. Just no selling everything he did. And his promo afterwards is hilarious. He's like, so y'all don't like me, I guess. I guess you guys just hate me. Dang. So the rematch, and my one criticism of that match is that it wasn't violent enough. It was set up like this blood feud and there was no blood. I was like, am I watching AEW? I'm not a big fan of people bleeding all over the place, but if you're setting up a blood feud and then there's no blood, it's like, all right, well, what are we doing? I think we're going to get a lot of blood during this. I think it's made extremely personal now. I mean, Swerve was in Hangman's house and threatening to beat up his baby. I don't know what that was about. But who's going to win? I don't think anyone wins. I think they both die. But
the baby's going to win.
I guess Hangman wins. I assume that Hangman wins. Swerve had to hit Hangman with like 16. That was another criticism I had. is that Swerve had to hit Hangman with like 16 finishers to win the last match, and that was absolutely absurd. So clearly they're protecting Hangman to the point where I'm pretty sure that Swerve ain't winning this, but hopefully he'll come out of this looking, more evil than he ever has, and go on to bigger and better things, because he definitely deserves it. This has been an amazing angle, and it showed aspects of Swerve that I want to see more of.
Yeah, this is one of those. I love this because this angle has been built. I mean, this match has been built up so good without any title implications, and that's when you got two stars, right? I mean, these guys are both stars. When you got this feud that is just like up there, you could easily see them doing this in a year or two, for the belt. I really feel like they'll come back to this. This is not. So I know Hangman. I was reading a quote today that Hangman said that this should be that he's planning to put an end to this feud tomorrow night. But this is going to come back. I feel like these two guys are destined to do this stuff again and again and again. And that promo that Hangman did on Wednesday was insane. Like it was
Yes.
it was hilarious, and
Yes.
it was so demoralizing to Swerve to call out his fiance, his kids.
Absolutely. Yes.
He hit every single button that you want to see in a promo. Like that was just top tier promo skills right there. That's why Hangman is legit one of the most underrated promo guys there is in AEW. And so I feel like Hangman will take this. He will get this match. I think Hangman is just built for these Texas death matches, which again, to Connor's point, it shouldn't be called a Texas death match. Make it a Los Angeles death match or California death match. They're not in Texas. Like, stop doing that. Like, stop doing that.
It's like, Hangman's not even from Texas.
He's
from
neither one of them. Neither one of them, right?
He's from Aaron's Creek, Virginia. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And I just want to jump in here. Hi guys,
teacher.
I'm Danny. I just want to jump in here and just say that Connor knows this. I am not at all an Elite fan. I think they're the biggest joke in AEW. We're talking Cucamonga, but I do, as a former educator, retired, I should say, I do have a lot of respect for Hangman Page, and I do like him. That, Mark, you're right. That promo that he cut on Swerve, I was laughing so hard. It was one of the best I've seen. And just the fact that he went in after the fiance and the kids and just everything else. He was in his house. And Hartgrave, you're absolutely right. I mean, the fact that he was in Hangman's house, this is going to put Swerve up to that heel level that he never reached, even a level he didn't reach when he was in WWE.
Yeah, I like that call out from Hangman too, where he's like, where he got fired.
Yeah, that's
I was like, oh,
I was laughing so hard. And I want to use that on one of my old supervisors at my former job who made me leave. And she's lucky she didn't get fired. But yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I want to introduce Danny to the podcast. This is our third woman ever part of the Early Zone. Thought I'd introduce her.
And I have on my AEW shirt. I wore it today just for the session, so I pulled it out, wore it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
This match to go either way. I'm going to go with Hangman. I think there's going to be a third bout to break the tiebreaker, maybe at World's End. Call it World's End, so you want to end some feuds. Or they could just have Hangman win and they revisit it. But I think Hangman's going to win this one. He lost at the last.
I'm not mad if they keep it going. For a lot of this stuff, I'm like, oh, please don't keep it going. You want to keep this going? Keep it going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a tiebreaker at World's End could work. And as Mark said, going back to this, if Hangman ever gets the title back, they could definitely put this as a world championship match.
Yeah.
And it would be, and that thing would do numbers, man. Like that, I'm telling you, like the fact that they're doing this without any title, and this feud has my attention, right? Like I want to know everything that's going on, like just because of everything that they're doing with the house, going into the house, the home invasion, and and then oh my god, like it was so hilarious how Hangman told him he was going to steal Prince Nana's weed and then just beats the crap out of Nana. Like, come on, like
it was
like that.
I
was
was
just
laughing.
It was great. It was fantastic. And yeah, I'm telling you, like this is far from over, even after tomorrow night. Because I mean, we should get a grudge match, right? Because Hangman wins tomorrow, then it's 1-1. So we should get a grudge match, and at World's End would be a nice. And like you said, Connor, like at World's End the feud. I mean, that kind of plays into it. That would be end the feud for now, I guess we should.
I can't believe we're not talking about this either. I mean, there's an opportunity here to give Swerve an amazing intro featuring the dance of Prince Nana. The Prince Nana dance is so over right now. If they don't capitalize on that with maybe backup dancers, perhaps we have to take this over the top. Now is the moment. The Prince Nana dance is at the height of its powers. If we don't capitalize on that, I don't know what we're doing.
Why not?
Could you guys picture Vince McMahon doing the Prince Nana dance?
No, not at all.
Not now, but maybe in the Attitude Era, maybe.
Yeah.
I like Eric Bischoff was doing that on his thing. If Eric Bischoff's doing it, then something's.
I think we need to pull the Bianca Belair treatment and get like a children's dance troupe out behind Prince Nana. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a video.
Some dreams come true, man.
I saw a video of some a high school team doing the dance with the song at a football game. You know?
Yeah.
So why not pull something like that? Get something like that going. Why not?
Here's the thing. People criticize it too. They're like, isn't it weird that Swerve's being taken so seriously, but Prince Donna's dancing like this behind him? I think it makes Swerve more intimidating. Like he's able to have this, Joker behind him doing this. And meanwhile, Swerve's going to stab you in the neck. Like it's terrifying, actually.
Yeah. Because he comes out mean mugging, right? I mean, Swerve come out mean mugging. He's like,
he's
not
doing the dance with Nana. He's so confident that he is so badass that he's going to allow all that to happen. It doesn't even matter.
Yep.
It's great.
I don't know if I asked you, Donnie, who are you going for, Swerve or Hangman?
Oh, me? I'm gonna go with Swerve.
Yeah.
I feel like this could cement a turn for him, that this could really boost him again to that next level as a heel. But I'm I don't know. The more I think about it though, I do like the idea of Hangman winning only because I do like him. But if anything, I'm going to say Swerve.
I'm worried if Hangman loses, what Swerve's going to have to do to him after the last time.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
This is a Texas death match. I think he's going to have to literally kill him. So I'm hoping Hangman wins so he doesn't die.
Maybe it's time to bring back the exploding barbed wire death match.
Yeah, right.
How are you going to top that? But I'd like to see him go back to his house, him go back to his home, and Hangman be there, and then fight in his home. Kind of like Randy Orton and Triple H.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
That'd be a good spot. Yeah.
Inside. Well, maybe chase Swerve down to his house.
Oh, God.
And I'm getting mental visuals of like Brian Pillman, God bless his soul, like being at his house. That's like the first thing that came to mind. And then the second thing that came to mind was when I think who was it that when Seth went to Edge's house, I believe, if that was the one I'm thinking of, something like that. But yeah, you're right. This is going to go either way. This is also going to be very interesting just to see what happens. And it's a Texas death match to see who's going to come out on top of this one.
I mean, if you can get Hangman to pull up to Swerve's house on a horse and then have the horse kick down the door.
Yes.
Let's go.
God, yes.
Damn.
Keep it going. Keep it going until that moment
Yes.
happens. That's my call. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we got a full decision on that. Someone said Hangman.
That's cowboy shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next match is a 40-80 Women's Championship. We got Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm. This match could go either way. For me, it's not going to go either way because I'm set in stone who I want to win. But I'm going Toni Storm in this.
Yes.
She's created a whole new, she literally created a whole new wrestler. Like,
yes.
Completely
It's
new
her
wrestler.
time.
Really did. Yeah.
Let's go.
I want Mariah May,
Mariah May.
to obviously she wants to join Toni Storm in her her telecast, whatever she's doing.
Her gimmick, right? Yeah.
Yeah. She wants to join her. So what better way to help her beat Forbidden to help her win?
I was there at Grand Slam, and I thought Tony should have taken it at Grand Slam. The whole crowd was behind her. They're even more behind her now. It's got to be Tony.
So one of the things too is that I will say that Tony doesn't need the belt because this character that she's doing is way over right now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen not one person complain about it.
That's awesome.
This character is so over. She doesn't need the belt, but having her and she's gonna get the belt. I'm just gonna go out. She's getting that belt from Sheeta, and I'm with Connor here, and he knows how much I love Mariah May.
Yep.
She's gonna help her in some way or form to help her. She's gonna be like the Mickey James to Trish Stratus type of deal, where she's just super obsessed and I want to be like you or I want to be with you, whatever. But and Tony's she's gonna run wild with that title, and she's gonna beat Sheeta. Unfortunately, I love Sheeta. I love seeing Sheeta with the title. She's a great champ. I'll never forget what she did during the pandemic era. She took that belt and ran with it, and man, she was so awesome during that pandemic era. But yeah, I think Tony's gonna take that belt, and with the help of Mariah May, she's gonna come in and do something, distract or whatever it may be. But yeah, and I think just right, it's gonna look cooler though, right? When Tony's doing these things, and then she's gonna have the belt like right there with her, and she's gonna do like some crazy like gimmick, like, oh, here's my co-star, right? Like it's gonna be the belt, right? And it's gonna be like the belt. It's gonna be super cool. Like, yeah, I'm ready for that for sure.
Tony Storm is so over. She's actually got Luther over. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I said this.
Tony wins. It's done. There's nothing to talk about here. Like, of course, because it's going to be so good. Just more Tony on TV, more exposure. It's like the coolest thing happening in the women's division next to the Sky Blue Julia Hart thing. So yeah, no, absolutely, Tony wins, and I just cannot wait for what happens next. Even though it involves Luther, I don't know. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I that's what I was saying the last time. I was like, yeah, this is cool that Luther's,
I'm excited
on TV.
for Luther.
I'm with you. I love Luther, man. Like I was like, I love Luther when he was with Serpentico. Like I've always been a fan of Luther, and yeah, him, being there is just, it's really cool. I love Luther, man. That's awesome. Danny, what do you think?
I initially had Sheeta because I was feeling like it's too early for Storm to win, but after listening to Hart, I'm gonna go again with Tony. I'm not too into women's wrestling. The only person that I do like in AEW is Britt, but I am really digging this Tony Storm gimmick. It's fun, it's different, it's fresh, and it captures your attention. And I think with this is going to, again, catapult her to a whole new level with this gimmick. And I can just see her doing some sort of, segment with the belt. Like, this is my new bestie. This is my new co-star. And then I don't watch the indies, so I'm unfamiliar with Mariah May, but I did some reading on her. And I do think Mariah May is going to make an appearance in this match.
I mean, here's the tipper. The most interesting thing that's happened during the recent Sheeta belt run is Tony Storm.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. Like, there's nothing happening with Sheeta. It's all the interesting stuff's happening with Tony. So put on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, people were seriously bummed at Grand Slam. Grand Slam, that was a huge downer when Tony didn't pull that off.
And really want Tony for that. Or Zip. Everyone in the comments. Tony.
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 Okay. Yeah, Tony time. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. It's Tony time.
So the next match we got is a match that's been feeding since the last pay-per-view. We got Edge. I'm not calling him Adam Copeland. I'll never will. That is his name, Edge.
I'm still trying to get used to him as Adam Copeland too.
I'm not getting used to it because that's like calling John Cena something. I'm not gonna call him. It's Edge, but Edge, Sting, and Darby versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. This match is very intriguing. This has been building for quite a while. I think it's obvious Edge, Sting, and Darby wins. Sting's never lost a match in AEW,
No.
so I don't think he's going to. So I got Edge, Sting, and Darby.
This is the revenge match. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah. Edge is not Edge and Sting and Darby.
Yeah.
They're not losing. But I cannot wait. So my whole thing is that we know the outcome, but what are we all waiting for? Is Edge and Christian in the ring, face to face. Oh man, like that's the one thing that I'm looking forward to in this match is just them two in the ring. That's the only thing I care about. Is just them two. I don't really care who wins. It doesn't really matter. I just want to see them two and what happens, at that point in time. Like I just can't wait to see, Edge give him a spear, right? I'm pretty sure Edge's going to give Christian a spear.
Oh gosh, yeah,
and I think that's the one thing that I want to see is it's just Edge giving Christian that spear, for talking all that crap. It's going to be a good match. But I think it's probably going to be a consensus here that I think we all know who's going to win.
Yeah, I think we all know Nick Wayne's eating that pin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The only question I have is why does Nick Wayne get so much TV time? Like, I mean that with love because this is a guy that just like, oh, he's on. And I'm like, oh, and my nephew, I'm going, and I mentioned this to Connor, I'm actually going to Dynamite Wednesday in Chicago. So I'm going to be there, Dynamite post Full Gear show. And one of the signs that I'm going to be making is a thank you for staying because I grew up with him. And the equivalent of Nick Wayne, I'm thinking back to when my nephew who's going with me, this is his second Dynamite, he went last year. And they live in Chicago. And I go, and I was watching Dynamite with him, and he goes, Auntie, who's the stupid looking guy? And I go, Brian Cage.
Terrible.
And I was like, bro. And he went with me last year, and he really liked it. He's a casual fan, but I can just picture him saying that he could beat up Nick Wayne. And sadly, he probably could. The kid's 14.
Damn.
He's about 5'9". He's getting into weightlifting. He plays football. I mean, I'm a nanny, and my preschooler she's 3. She's excited that I'm going to Dynamite. She wants to go. She could probably beat up Nick Wayne. So you're right, Connor. I do agree that Nick Wayne is eating this pin. Why he's got TV time, I don't know. Where is Ethan Page? I miss him, love him. But still, this is going to be an interesting one. The only concern that I have as an Edge fan, notice I didn't use Adam Copeland, is just protecting his neck. I actually cried when he retired due to the surgery in 2011, and I cried when he came back at the Royal Rumble 2020. And I'm over the moon to see him in AEW. I just want his neck protected. That's the one thing that I'm actually concerned about in this match.
All he's got to do is wear Roderick Strong's neck brace. Like he can put it on, wrestle 15-minute match, and be okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about that, man. Hargrave was. Just go in the neck brace awareness month. Just do it every month.
Next strong.
Yeah.
I think Nick Wayne is a fine young man who has a great father figure in his life, and he's going to do very, very well as long as he sticks with his father figure and does as his new father says.
That too.
This is kind of interesting, Jay. Ronda Rousey debuted tonight. Rousey is backstage at Collision.
Oh, man.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
No.
But I don't.
Just because she was handled poorly in WWE doesn't mean the same thing will transpire in AEW. I don't know.
She looked pretty good last night in Pro Wrestling Revolver.
She's been putting in time on the indies. She seems to like this more than I thought. Like I got the impression that Ronda didn't like this stuff and was doing this for the paycheck. But no one does indies who doesn't love this stuff. So
exactly.
Maybe the bug is I don't know.
Elevate Shavir, and it's hard to elevate that woman.
Yeah.
You better stop, Gar.
You know what? As soon as Marina Shafir got rid of her shoes, I liked her so much more. I like the MMA violent Marina Shafir. I think that's really fun.
The only thing I will say about that, Mr. Hargrave, is I hate the sock throwing thing. I said this the last time. I said if she threw those socks at me, I'd throw them right back at her the way they threw Cody's belt back at him when he threw the belt back. I'd throw those socks back. Get them smelly things out of here.
Somebody will buy those off you, man. There's some weirdos out there.
This is true, right? I could probably put them on feet
away money, man. People pay good dollars for those.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that her shift. her as just a straight up professional wrestler, I agree. That's not great. But when she was actually like putting like legit MMA moves on people that looked kind of really painful, and like throwing people around in a really uncomfortable looking way, I was like, ooh, show me more.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Ooh, that's not real.
Yeah, no, I feel like she's more of that brawler type style with the MMA background. I'm not a fan of her in the ring. I feel like she looks to me really uncomfortable. Like she struggles to connect talking in a, on a microphone.
Don't get her away from a microphone. Yeah.
Yeah. But Paige Van Zandt, if we could get, I initially said on another social media today that the only way I'd want Rousey in AEW is if Paige Van Zandt's there. If we could get those two in a ring, I'd like to see that.
Oh yes, this is I like that idea. That is a very good idea because Paige is still on the roster. Where she is, I have no idea, but she is still on the AEW roster.
And for the record, can we please bring back Dan Lambert? He is by far. Oh my God, like very few people captivate me as a heel manager. Bobby Heenan, God bless his soul, was one of them. But Dan Lambert is hilarious in AEW. We need to bring him back.
She sent Brandy Rhodes and Cody Rhodes packing. He packed. He probably helped her pack.
I don't think he did it. But maybe the response that the audience gave towards that helped push them out. It wasn't supposed to go down that way. When Dan Lambert lit Brandy Rhodes up, the audience was supposed to take Brandy Rhodes' side, but they did not.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Very uncomfortable.
No. People, it was the same way. Like people were tired of Brandy the way that we were wanting, Cody to do the heel turn. And it was like if he's not doing the heel turn, we don't like you either. And you've already done enough crappy promos. Like, they were ready to send both of them packing.
Yeah, he did. He probably went to Georgia and got the bags together and sent them to Stanford. But
me too.
But no, he actually said that he didn't want to overbook him to stay, I guess. But I think he will be back at some point. Whenever Paige Van Zandt comes back, probably.
I'm fine with
that. Would be good. That would be good. I wouldn't mind that.
I think that would be a great idea because Paige Van Zandt, there's just something about her. She's very charismatic. She's fun. She brings a fun energy. Ronda Rousey is kind of like the girl in the formal dress that doesn't want to wear it. She's visibly uncomfortable in that. She's basically like me wearing heels. I'll fall flat on my face. And I actually did in the Olive Garden in front of a dining room full of people. But my ex caught me. Unfortunately, I got rid of him. But yeah, she's just very uncomfortable in a wrestling ring. And I wonder if there's a way that they can get her to connect with the audience that would make people like actually, like her a lot more.
I'm going to say if they bring in Ronda Rousey, my one hope is that they get her ring gear that does not ride up on her every 2 seconds.
Oh, God, yes.
All I know about Ronda Rousey is pulling her tights out of her ass every 2 seconds. It's ridiculous. Like, how much money does this woman have? She can't afford gear that does not make her uncomfortable. Like, please, just get her some decent gear that she does not have to adjust so often. And I think that'll take down some of this perception that she's not, happy or whatever. Cause it really does look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea that was or who's insistent that she always, was that her idea? She's like, no, this is fine. This happening constantly.
Hire me. I mean, I'm a fashionista. Hire me as the stick and stylist for AEW.
I've never seen anyone short of like Rey Mysterio have so many problems with their gear in the ring. Like it's great. Like he had a few masks where he was just like after every movie he had to adjust it. It was like crazy. Yeah, nuts.
But I agree with you because there's something about, as women that we're constantly like, oh, we're like this and we're constantly doing something. But I totally get it. And I agree with you because it's hideous.
Give her pants.
Yeah.
Just put some pants on her. Let her. I think she should just be a female Moxley if she comes in, just crazy and nuts and just coming through the audience and beating the crap out of people. I think that'd be great. No wrestling.
There you go. That too.
No wrestling, just like death matches and violence. That'd be great.
Yeah. So the next match we got is, last but not least, the main event of AEW Full Gear. It is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We have the champion Jay White going
Jay
against
White
the challenger
defends.
MJF.
Thank you for that, Connor. That made my day.
But we got MJF going against Jay White. This match should be very interesting because of some things that's going to happen, or we think that's going to happen. I got MJF winning this one. I think he's going to win this. It's kind of obvious that he might win because Adam Cole did this. He took the AEW World Championship. Him and Red Dragon, they took tag titles. And then at Revolution, that losing. They don't get they're champion, not the real deal. But I got MJF for this.
I have Max too. I think Max is going to win. I like Jay White. I like the Bullet Club Gold gimmick. I think they're intriguing. They're fun. Fun to watch. Juice Robinson just cracks me up. But I've got Max winning this one. And I got a feeling Bullet Club Gold, they're going to be somewhere around there. But definitely I'm going with Max.
Yeah, I mean, my inclination here is that MJF retains, wins Jay White's respect. Jay White hands over the belt, and we move on from there. However, the next pay-per-view is at Long Island,
Yes.
World's End, and so we're to assume that MJF is going to win in his hometown if he's staying with the company, which he's probably staying with the company. It might be more fun to have him win it back in Long Island.
True.
That
yes.
might be a bigger moment. So that's the only thing that gives me pause. I honestly kind of don't know where this is going. He might take a loss here. This might just be a really bad night for MJF. MJF is headed towards a really bad night. He might lose the tag belts. He might lose the world title. He's already lost ownership of it. He might lose it entirely and then have to work his way back to winning it, staying with AEW. That's a story. It really depends on whether he's with AEW for the long run or whether he's out for the WWE. If he's out for the WWE, then I think he retains here and then he loses at World's End. If he's with AEW, then I think he loses here and gets it back at World's End. So I don't really know. I don't know what's going on with Max, even though we are brochachos and we did fist bump at some point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I like him, but then there's also and then you want to get into the person who's supposedly debuting tomorrow.
Yes.
Speculation is that Max is resigning. Please make it happen. Love the guy. Other sources are saying that Will Ospreay is debuting. Who knows? But if Max does leave, when his contract is up, and I think it's January 1st or it's the end of January, if he ends up leaving, that would make more sense for him to, win now and then lose at World's End in December.
Yeah, I think a lot is hinging on the bidding war of 2024 right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think MJF is going to stay. I think he's probably already resigned, or he's going to play might as well play the whole story, go all the way to January, go all the way to the finish line. I think AEW needs MJF because what other true? Well, he's not heel right now. But who's the main attraction, a heel? They don't really have anyone besides Max. Now to the Devil, I think the person that's going to end up beating him is Adam Cole. I'm still saying that the Devil is Adam Cole. I would love it for it to be CM Punk.
Me too.
I really hope it would be, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm not gonna bank on that because may or may not happen. If I was booking it, that's what I would do. But I'm gonna go with Adam Cole under the mask. And maybe the people he's got with him is probably the Kingdom and Roderick Strong, but there's 4 of them. There's one Devil, so there's 4 of them. So there's one person. Maybe it's Kyle O'Reilly coming back, or maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's someone I'm thinking of. Yeah, I got MJF for that. Did everyone say MJF?
I did, yeah.
I mean, either way, I think it's so much of what's going to happen at the end of Full Gear is like contract negotiations. It's like
Yeah.
contract negotiations, the pay-per-view. Has Max re-signed? Has he not re-signed? Is CM Punk returning to AEW or is he going to WWE? It's really hard to say what's going to happen because all that. I feel like the end of Full Gear is going to reveal some information. But I don't know. And how much do they want to build Jay White as a credible main event, talent? I don't know.
Yeah. We talked about this on Hargrave's video earlier. That I do think Jay White will be AEW World Champion. He will definitely be. I don't know when, but it's not going to be at Full Gear. But he will be AEW World Champion.
It would be a very short reign. If he wins at Full Gear, he's losing at World's End. Right? That's going to be a very short. Which might be fine. It might be fine to give Jay White that run and to give MJF that climb back. I don't know. I definitely want to see it. It's gonna. You know what? Here's the thing. Every MJF match is an amazing match. MJF versus Jay White is going to be incredible. I'm really excited to see it.
I really enjoyed the build up to. Besides the Swerve and Hangman, that's like it on my list. That the story build up's been really good.
I'm excited for America to see Jay White. I think America is getting a bit of a taste of how good Jay White is. Like when he did his promo battle against Max, there were actually people saying that Jay White won that. He didn't, but there are people saying that he did. And that kind of shows you people are starting to get it. Like Jay White is really cool.
Yeah, he is. He is. I do think he's got a very special quality about him. And again, like I said, Bullet Club Gold, they're fun to watch. They're intriguing. I went to Collision and I was also at All Out as well. And people in Chicago were cheering for Bullet Club Gold.
The response they get, you don't know unless you go live. You don't hear it on TV. But when they announce Jay White and Bullet Club, the place kind of goes off.
People
go nuts. Yeah. The smart marks know what's up with Jay White.
I wanted Connor just to mention too something what you said about the devil, and this is going to be interesting to see if the devil appears, in that main event match. And you were saying too hard that the end of Full Gear is going to give us some revelations. I want to just say, and I mentioned this to Connor to you in private chat. I was actually at Collision All Out, and I was walking around the United Center atrium holding this big old Punk sign that I had. I took the Chicago flag and put his picture in the stars, and then I flipped it over and it said Punk equals ratings, Punk equals draw, Punk equals Chicago. Didn't even know he was fired until I got onto Twitter. No. And there was a family behind me all wearing Punk shirts. Somebody stopped to take their picture. I think it was an AEW photographer. I'm 99.9% sure that an AEW photographer was out there and she happened to see me and took my picture holding said sign. Now, if the fact that, he does come back, we don't know, but at Collision, I'm just sitting there, United Center, and Tony Khan, to me, during that speech, tried a little too hard to sound convincing. Like he was trying to convince us that he fired Punk. I don't know. I'd like it to be Punk because I think Punk could pull it off. The only two other people that I think could pull off this devil gimmick would be Mox, Malachi Black, and Dolph Ziggler if Dolph Ziggler does get signed. But I would love for it to be Punk. And the one thing that I've noticed is that the devil has not attacked FTR, who are friends with Punk.
True that.
It's interesting.
So that's got me thinking, what did he call himself? He's like, he was the realest thing in a room full of counterfeit bucks. This would be one hell of a swerve. It would be one hell of a work. And the amount of money that could be made, CMFTR versus the Elite, this is money right here.
And this is like literally what Punk does. Punk is famous because of stuff like this.
Yes, absolutely.
What he does. This is it. Like people are like, why is CM Punk famous? Oh, because of this. This is what he does. It's not his, he does good in the ring. He's a good worker, all this kind of that. But it's what he did with Ring of Honor and WWE, what he did with the Pipe Bomb, what he did with John Cena.
Yes.
Is he here? Is this real? Is this not real? Is his contract up? Is he staying? Is he leaving? Will he be the
Right.
champ? That's what people, are
He's
drawn
done
to.
his whole career.
Right.
The
His whole
intrigue.
career he's done it.
Yeah. And I just feel too that like Punk as a face works, but Punk as a heel is so much better. And you've got some people that are naturally good faces, you have other people that are naturally good heels. Punk is one of those that is the anti-hero that you love to hate.
Yeah, he's really good.
That's,
Yeah, we didn't get to see that too,
Yeah,
so that's a bummer. And I want to see it.
Yeah. I want to see him as the devil.
Yeah.
My husband doesn't think he's the devil because he thinks it's a little small. I'm hoping and praying it's not Jack Perry, because if it is Jack Perry, my God, that is going to go down the tubes. That is just going to be like, oh, it's Jack Perry. Ugh, okay.
I want to throw
But
this
if
out
you're
here, though.
do-
I kind of hope it's Jack Perry, just in the
Yeah.
whole kind of burn it down mentality. Because,
Sure.
okay, the end of Full Gear, it's Jack Perry. Then the next show is in Chicago. Okay,
Yes.
everybody, here's Jack Perry.
Yes. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of Chicago
no.
and Punk and Cucamonga, I just want to throw that in here that when I took my nephew last year, and this was again after the whole media scrum, my nephew's looking at me and I was telling him that I don't like the Bucks. And he goes, Auntie, he goes, now I know why you don't like them. He goes, they're boring and they do the same moveset during every match. This is a 13-year-old who doesn't watch pro wrestling telling me this. I'm like,
Oh, no.
oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, no. I like the Bucks. I like them in the ring. Personality wise, jury's out. Their book was very hard to read.
That was funny. Like imagine, they just went to Chicago and they fired CM Punk in his hometown, and they go back and they bring the person who's responsible for his firing and bring him.
Bring him out
Yeah,
first thing. Tony Khan. Hey, everybody. It's Jack
Hey,
Perry.
look,
You.
you might see the whole place on
I hate
fire. You probably
Chicago.
would.
Heel turn.
Uh,
I don't know, man. That's a hell of a reaction.
But if he did something that, how would I put this? If he did something that with his character that would make you want to watch him, then we would. But Jack Perry is the devil. Please, God, don't make it happen.
Yeah,
I should say, don't let it happen. The congregation prays, but he cannot be the devil. Adam Cole, I could kind of see it, but I'm hoping against hope that it's Punk. That would
be great.
Because that would be good.
That would be amazing in this day and age to pull something off like that in front of everybody.
Yes,
pretty legendary. Pretty great
it really
stuff.
would.
It's hard to get
likely.
like it's hard to get a true return reaction these days because it always gets leaked. So
Yeah.
they definitely wouldn't have no leaks of this. Because everyone's convinced that he's either going to WWE or no one really knows what he's doing.
No.
Yeah, he's done well just to kind of shut up and not say much.
He has done a little bit of trolling on his Instagram page.
He's definitely trolling.
Yeah, that's what he does. He knows what he's doing.
No, he really does.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps up our gear predictions. But we talked about on Mr. Hargrave's channel, we had a little bit of Fight Forever news. Now, this one particular thing I'm talking about is very interesting. It's never been done in a wrestling game. I don't think ever. I'm gonna pull up the images.
What do you got for us here, Connor? You have some AEW Fight Forever breaking leaks from where's this come from? Discord, Twitter, Facebook, all three. Did you go into the game files yourself and pull this out, sir?
I got this from someone. I guess you could say on Discord. I'm not gonna give
From
them
Parts
out.
Unknown, Connor.
It was not from Ziddy. I will say that it was not from him. I will say that we got the season 2 announcement. Someone on Twitter confirmed that we are getting some new arenas. We already got confirmed the season 2. We're getting the new Dynamite 2023 arena. But this right here is really interesting. So.
All right, so you got some breaking leaks for us from AEW Fight Forever, Connor. Now, we were doing a podcast over here on the All Elite Zone. Make sure you click the link down below to check that out. All right, Connor, show us the leak.
So, I've never done a wrestling game that you can make yourself in the crowd. you can somehow, some way make yourself into the crowd. Here is a fan that did it. They put themselves in the
Okay.
wrestling game as themselves. Uh, there's another one. You can see with Moxley, he has the Orange Cassidy shirt. Somehow, some way, they're going. I don't know how, but they're going to make where you can put your own self in the crowd of the in the video game. I don't know how. That's never been done before. I don't feel like I've ever done that in a wrestling game. You can import your own self into the crowd. Uh, now, this is not a mod or anything.
That's
This
not a
is
mod.
no. This is I'm not going to give it away who it came from because I don't want to get in any trouble. But that is was very interesting to me that you could do that.
Okay, that's fascinating. Did you have any other leaks for us?
Yes, so we got season. The first one comes up next week. We got the Acclaimed and the new Dynamite Arena. We're getting next week. But in December, it looks like we're going to be getting some new arenas with. It could be with Tony Storm. I feel like we're going to be getting the AEW Holiday Bash Arena. We're going to be getting the Winter's Coming. We're going to be getting the Bash. Now the January is normally when they have Beach Break. I can pull those pictures up too.
Yeah, let's see what you got there. That's very interesting. I know that a picture of Christmas trees was leaked during the Acclaimed discount announcement. They're announcing that AEW Fight Forever is going on sale for the holidays. And then during that, they actually showed some Christmas tree pieces that were going to be available to make your custom arenas with. And we saw the Santa Claus hat and reindeer ears in a previous video here on the channel, but you've got some new images for us of stuff that's coming up.
If come on, load. Now there is someone on Twitter. You've mentioned before, Hargrave. Somehow, some way, he gets this information. He cracks into the system and he does a lot of this stuff. I believe his name's Lynch. Is that right?
Yeah, we got some data miners out there. You bet.
He was the one that originally reported about this. Hopefully I can get this to pull up. Sorry, let me see if I can. Now, we also got the Beat the Elite DLC. That's, I guess it's a DLC. I don't know if they're going to make you pay for that or how that's going.
It seems weird that they have a new game mode that they are linking, at least in the files, they've linked it to a downloadable content. It really feels like something that they should be releasing, just as part of a free patch. So I don't know if we're going to see some kind of free patch. I mean, I don't know what all this Christmas stuff is, whether that is going to be something that they're going to try to make you pay for. I don't think that's going to sit very well with the community if they're going to try to make you pay for a bunch of Christmas hats and arenas. I don't think anybody desires that to be an AEW Fight Forever. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments. But I think that, maybe we're looking at some kind of free community appreciation kind of patch that we'll see somewhere around the holiday time.
My froze up when I was in. All right, I'm back. Here it is, right here. It is the. Now, you mentioned it too. It's the Steam database that someone was able to get in, and they pop these up in their database. And it basically the person that did this, that they've already hinted at. There's gonna be 4 different DLCs for season 2, but we don't know what the 4th one is about. We know the first one, Acclaimed, and the Dynamite Arena, and then the second DLC is probably gonna be Tony Storm, and the maybe some of these, could be spread out over the 3rd DLC. But we got the Dynamite Modern, that's already confirmed. We got the Beach, that will probably be Beach Break, will be in January. So if they had the 3rd DLC
Wow.
come out in January, you would have Beach Break come out around January. Evening Beach, maybe that's Daly's Place. I don't know what Evening Beach would be. Winter Holiday, that would probably be the Holiday Bash, or the Winter is Coming. The Space and Map, I don't know what that would be. The Fighting in Space, I don't know. That would be kind of weird.
That's pretty cool. So it looks like we're going to get a lot of new, official ring types, arena types coming to AEW Fight Forever. That's awesome, man. Thanks for bringing those to us.
Yeah, I'm really excited for more stuff coming to the game. But I believe we're gonna get a Pat. We got one this month, so I bet we get Tony Storm and at least one of those arenas in December. In January, we get Beach Break and maybe Beat the Elite. But I'm curious to see what that map, and that's really interesting. That's really intriguing how that would be set up.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's all the information I have. I wish I could give you release date for all this stuff, but fortunately,
we got no idea when that's going to hit the game, but hopefully it'll hit soon. And it looks like at least the holiday stuff should hit for this holiday. We know that we knew that we were getting like a Santa Claus hat and some reindeer antlers. I'm more excited about knowing that there's an arena coming. But yeah, definitely.
I bet all that comes. That's gonna be with the holiday bash arena. I bet all that for Christmas. That's all going to be included into one. Yeah, I did see the antlers, the Santa Claus hat, so that would makes sense to include it all together.
Yeah. And hopefully and hopefully they're not trying to get people to pay for that, because it's already weird enough that they're trying to make you pay for the Dynamite Arena along with the Acclaimed. Like what you're buying is the Acclaimed, and I guess you're getting the updated Dynamite Arena. But it seems like there should be an update that just gives you the updated Dynamite, Collision, and I don't know, maybe one of the new World's End or Forbidden Door, or one of these other pay-per-views that have come out since the game was released.
Yeah. Dan, I don't know if you play video games. Have you played Fight Forever any?
No, I was contemplating getting it for my nephew. They have Xbox One and PlayStation 4, so I'm curious the reviews for it, because I've heard the reviews are mixed, that it freezes. I was on Twitter trying to figure out reviews. No one's actually given me consistent reviews. So anyone listening, if you could just drop it in the chat, let me know how it is and if they'd like it. Both of them are into a lot of like your fighting games. And I know it's available at our local Walmart, but I just want to make sure that it's actually worth buying, because I don't want it to freeze.
I would definitely recommend buying on the Xbox, probably.
So you would say Xbox One?
Probably. See, I don't know. I've heard different stuff from different people that sometimes on PlayStation 4 it can not work right. It can freeze. It can not load or whatever. But, that's just what people say. I don't know. Maybe the PlayStation 4. Maybe they've worked out those bugs, because I know there's a lot of bugs on the PlayStation 4, and they've put a ton of bugs in the game, like a lot, the past few patches. So yeah, that. Yeah,
because they advertised it. They heavily advertised it at live events, and they advertised it. When did that game come out? Was it last year or the year before? I think it was within the last year it came out. Fight Forever, was it last year?
It was this year in June, was it?
Okay, yeah, maybe it was, because I remember We saw it when we were at because I remember seeing the graphic because the one that we saw, the packages got Darby on it and Sammy Guevara on the video clip for it. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. What is this? I go, oh, it's the video game. And it looks really interesting. I know my nephew was talking about getting it for the Xbox One. So I just left myself a post-it. I'm definitely going to get that for him as one of his Christmas presents because I think he would like that.
Yep. We'll be having a lot of Fight for the News. If you want to get Fight for the News, definitely go check out Mr. Hartgrave. He posts a lot of stuff. That's how I get my news. I saw before, like Zitty doesn't tell you anything. AEW doesn't tell you anything.
Right.
And the other ones were okay, but the person I got news from was Mr. Hartgrave.
Okay.
This is weird having him on here. I don't talk about stuff all the time, but God, this is weird. Like you gotta watch every day.
Oh, it was fun coming by to do predictions. This really beats talking to myself about it.
Yeah.
It feels weird just being like, because I've done them by myself before, and I just kind of run out of steam while I'm doing it. I'm like, I don't care. It's going to be good wrestling. I don't care who wins.
I'm excited. I'm actually going to a dinner party tomorrow for my neighbor who lives next door to me, but I'm definitely going to be taking my phone, keeping up on it. And I am super pumped for Dynamite on Wednesday because that's going to be the post show, the first post show after Full Gear. So that is going to be one interesting Dynamite.
You'll be there when they bring out Jack Perry to booze.
Oh, yeah.
When they light the arena on fire because it's not.
Yes, I
might see another Hulk Hogan moment when he joined NWO and they threw a bunch of trash in the ring.
Yeah.
Jack Perry comes out, challenges for the belt, and beats Max clean in the middle of the ring with a headlock takeover.
Oh God. And what's funny was too, like I actually was driving the other day and they played Jack Perry's old Tarzan Boy theme. Yeah. And the first thing I could just see in my head is people going like this to it. And I don't know what he's using for music now. I don't know like if it's supposed to change his character, but let's all remember, though, the reason why Jack Perry is famous is because of his father. God bless his dad's soul.
I think Christian has something to say about that. If you bring Jack Perry back, that's the only angle I ever want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they already ran that, but like, just run it again. It'll be better this time.
Really... I just have a question though. I wrote down for the Mox match, Orange Cassidy. People were going crazy for Mox and Orange at All Out in the United Center, and I want to say Mox entered the arena like a couple sections away from where we were sitting. I wrote down for one of that prediction is Mox is going to bleed within 5 seconds of the match starting.
Sounds good. Yeah,
that was my thing.
Yeah. Gonna be freshly squeezed Moxley and Orange Cassidy.
Well, and then other questions I have is where's Wardlow? Why isn't Wardlow on the pay-per-view? People are saying Wardlow's the devil. No way. Wardlow cannot be the devil.
Wardlow comes out to spike the ball. Whenever Max loses the belt, Wardlow comes out and might kayfabe kill him.
Yes.
That might be how Max leaves the company, is in a coffin.
There you go. No, I see that too. But
and then Wardlow legit has a murderer gimmick.
I mean, he's like one of those guys that you made him a heel and he was the heel bodyguard. And I remember when I first started watching AEW, I looked up Max. I was like, oh, this kid is amazing. If Bobby the Brain Heenan and Nick Bockwinkel had a kid, it would be Max. He's just got that old school heel vibe to me. And then you got Wardlow in the background and I'm like, oh, I like that guy. And that's what made me like him was he was a strong silent type. Then he turns at Revolution and then becomes a face. They didn't go anywhere with the face gimmick because Wardlow's a guy that can't play a face. It's almost like he's too human and too nice as a face character. Yeah. And if you follow him, there is a group on Facebook that's about him, which is actually pretty cool. And he's supposedly one of the nicest guys on the earth. But to take a guy like that and make him a face, not the monster heel like Hobbs is, I mean, what's going on with booking? What are we doing? Tony Khan put down your your action figures and actually hire people. Think. I've got a degree in early childhood. I wrote a novel, a rough draft of a novel that I'm sending out to publishers. Tony Khan could put me on creative. I could do something. But this Wardlow thing is just ridiculous. Another one that I'm kind of surprised isn't on the card is the Acclaimed, and Chicago does love the Acclaimed.
They might show up for 0 Hour. I don't know what they have planned for
Yeah.
0 Hour, but it might be an Acclaimed match.
Yeah.
Which I did kind of hit them off when, 2 weeks ago when the Devil and the Henchman, whatever they did, that kind of ripped them off.
Yeah.
Full Gear.
Kind of took them out of it.
Maybe they'll be at Dynamite after.
They could play a big part in World's End too. They could make it up to them there. We'll see.
So, do you guys feel like they should keep the gimmick going for the Devil and not reveal it now, or keep it going at least till World's End? What do you think would be better?
It depends who they're going to have him go against at World's End. MJF wins. Really, I don't know. That's very interesting. If you keep it going, you create more controversy. You create. I don't know. I think the Devil's showing up one way or another. If he reveals himself or not, he's doing something at Full Gear.
Right.
Or maybe they just unveil the Henchman. They don't fill the Devil. That would be kind of silly to just reveal them and not.
Well, and one thing that I've noticed, they weren't. No, I didn't see them on Dynamite Wednesday, but one thing that just kind of struck me again, like I said, is that FTR have not been touched by the Devil. The other thing too is that one of those henchmen looked kind of similar to Dax Harwood in build. There's speculation that if it is Punk, that he would be the Devil, and then the henchmen are FTR, Wardlow, and Shawn Spears. I've also seen people say that Shawn Spears could be under that Devil mask, which would be an interesting gimmick for him because he was not booked right in WWE. Yep. He's not booked right now. The guy's decent. I mean, he's not that bad.
He's a 10.
Yeah, thank you. It's just finding that right connection that illustrates with the audience to make them want to watch, as opposed to, oh, Shawn Spears is here. What does he do? He was good when he was in the Pinnacle, but standing solo, he can't do it.
Well, that's what I like. I like the return of the Pinnacle. That's a really cool idea. Yeah.
Like I always thought the Pinnacle would be good with Punk, MJF, FTR, Wardlow.
Yeah.
If Punk under the mask and the Pinnacle's backing him up, that's some pretty nice.
Just without MJF. Like I like to see like Triple H and Stone Cold, and they would have tagged him. They won the tag titles. Punk and MJF would have been a good tag team.
Yeah. I was at Dynamite. Yeah, I've been to Dynamite. This is my 3rd year in a row at Thanksgiving, and I was there when Punk and MJF had that promo thing that was in Chicago, and you could actually see me in the background. I had one pink sign and one red sign. So if you look back and watch it, that's me. I don't know. I think we're sitting close to the camera on Wednesday. I've got signs under the desk. I've got one. I live in Wisconsin, but I'm a Bears fan. Hire Jim Harbaugh from Michigan, fire the McCaskies. I've got some good ones that are going to be going with me. I'm debating on making a Punk sign because I don't know if that would be welcomed or if I would get that confiscated by security.
I'd do it anyways.
We've got some big sign plans for World's End. We're putting up like 40 signs that say Mr. Hartgrave wants Evil Uno in AEW Fight Forever. So hopefully we're going to have a whole section hold that up. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
This is on my producer. I won't be there. So it's up to his powers of influence.
I'll actually be going to World's End.
I'm payroll. Well, if you want to sign, we'll definitely get you in touch with my producer. He's going to be filming, so you can make the video. You're all over the Mr. Hartgrave channel.
I joined that AEW Heels community, so now I can get like backstage stuff when they do All Out again in Chicago.
It's awesome.
Which I'm pretty
really cool about. I went to All Out last 2022, and they had like a big Heels community. Like a lot of the commercials they show from that event. Nice. They had like a bunch of people. Like they had like a whole group of a meeting and stuff, and like it was about say like I said 100 people in one picture. And golly,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about heels community.
Yeah. And speaking too of just like even community is just I'm really excited to be on the here with you guys too, and I'm excited to be part of AEW community. And speaking of AEW community, Tony Khan, someone needs to take the microphone away from him. He's I knew you would get a kick out of that, Art. I knew it because he just
we weren't having it in New York. And when I was there at Grand Slam, he just got nothing but boos. It wasn't long after the CM Punk thing, and he did not get a good reception. I'm curious how long that's going to hold with him. Have you been to something recently? Is he still getting booed?
He was in Chicago. He started getting boos, and then people were cheering him. But the one guy that I couldn't find, the sign that I thought was funny is "Don't let backyard wrestlers be EVPs." If you saw that circulating around on the internet, and there was also stories that Eddie Punk signs were confiscated upon United Center security upon entry. Mine wasn't.
No, I don't. I think that was mostly debunked. I mean, you could just look in the audience and everybody had CM Punk shirts on. I didn't know was harassed. That's crazy. But I don't know, man. I really hope that's another reason why I hope they bring Punk back, so it doesn't have to end on such a weird note. Because I don't really like Tony Khan the way it is. I don't like the way that went down. I'm afraid for my life. Like, you work with professional wrestlers, you moron. Right. You're always going to be afraid for your life. These men are animals. But I don't like the way that ended. So I hope that that's not reality.
Well, and the interesting thing too is like he came out before the start of the show, and there was a chair sitting on there, and Tony Khan usually will come out, say hi to the Chicago crowd. I don't know if you guys have ever been like to live Dynamite Collision, but he usually comes out, addresses the crowd. Justin Roberts, love him. He noticed our sign last year that we made where we were sitting. And he shouted us out. And just the whole vibe that I got from this is there's something off about this. Like it just seemed odd to me that it happened at a pay-per-view weekend, a major pay-per-view weekend in Chicago where Punk is from. It came out of left field. It was just like, oh, okay. And he's saying that he's feared for his life, yet, okay, did Vince McMahon, fear for his life? This is, just kind of, to me, was like, okay, really interesting. But then, too, who was the committee that decided that this was done? I have a feeling, if I were to say yes, I have a feeling that this is a work. And I've been saying that for a couple months. I feel like it's not over with Punk. Could he show up at Survivor Series Saturday, which I wish I was going? Yes, but I don't think he's going to be there. I think he's going to show up eventually, again, before the end of the year in AEW.
Yep, that's I'm really hoping Punk comes back. I don't care where he goes. Like, wherever he goes, I'm going to watch. But
I hope he ends up somewhere. I hope this isn't just the end of it. That would really suck.
Yeah.
Well, I hope.
I really like Tony because if it wasn't for him, we would have never gotten CM Punk back in wrestling. Probably.
No.
I really love Tony. He's a really nice guy. I've actually met him one time. He's very nice. But some things needs to be a little bit more mature about when we handle things. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this in the chat probably. I said this one time before, but you guys know Andy from Toy Story, right?
Yes.
He has all the toys. He has all the stuff. So Tony is he has all these toys, and he doesn't know what to do with all of them. So some go under his bed, some go in the closet, some go everywhere around the room. Every once in a while, his mom will come in and they'll have clean out day, and some toys will get auctioned off. Some toys will get left behind. That's kind of what Tony does a little bit. I don't know. I really like Tony.
He's spoiled for choice. He's got a lot of cool stuff he can play with. And so, it can be hard to pick. Make sure everybody gets the right care taken on.
Which we've kind of figured that Tony I don't know. He may watch us, he may not. But some of the stuff that we say, he does. Like every time, like 1 week we say we want Ruby Soho against Riho, the very next week it happens. Like, but
He
I do
definitely
respect
follows
Tony.
the internet wrestling community. He definitely does pay them some attention. And like you saw with like the Acclaimed when they didn't win on the pay-per-view, you heard the reaction, and then they won at I believe Grand Slam right after. So definitely is listening to what people want and are going with. That's one of the reasons why I think Tony Storm is like hands down going to win this, because I think that he's heard the reaction towards this. It would be very foolish to not. And he's not like stubborn. Like I feel like the WWE is very stubborn. They don't care what you want or what you think. They're doing what they're doing. And I feel it's a little different with AEW, which is why I prefer to watch it. Well, this has been a blast hanging out with you guys, but I probably do have to get going. I think you guys are going to watch Collision. Is that right?
Yes. We got two reactions going on right now. Us and Collision and Rampage. Yeah, that was pretty much it for our AEW Full Gear Productions. Should be a very good pay-per-view this Saturday. We went through all the matches. We didn't go through any pre-show matches because there is none announced. But this card looks very good. Yeah. And Tony, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry for that Andy Toy Story thing. I do respect you. You're my favorite promoter, besides one mistake. We won't talk about that though. But yeah, this should be a very good pay-per-view. Hope you all enjoy it. Us and everyone in the chat. After this, if there, anyone in the chat, anyone wants to join us for our AEW Collision and Rampage reaction, just head on over. Mark's over there. And I'll be joining him just in a few moments. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Cool. See ya.
Thanks for having me again.
Thank you, Connor, for having me. It was a blast to be here, and I'm excited